Welcome to Table Talk Friday, your weekly dose of D&D banter between three men in a bedroom. If you like their style, come back every Friday for another upload. Now, back to the boys.
All right. So, Drew, you mentioned that you are interested in Fallout, and Fallout Season 2 started yesterday, I think. The first episode dropped.
I've been getting a lot of ads for it on Spotify. I'm like trying to listen to my tunes on the way to work. It's like Fallout Season 2. They go to something Vegas.
Yeah, they apparently they go to New Vegas. Now, I'm not a Fallout gamer, right? I have played 2 or 3 hours of New Vegas. I have played
Okay.
1 to 2 hours of Fallout 4.
Nice.
And that's my entire... And then I played Fallout Shelter on my phone for maybe 10 hours.
Don't get me started on Fallout Shelter. Don't you do it. Don't you crack open this can of worms.
So I'm not exactly a Fallout gamer, but I really did enjoy season 1 of the show. Like, it's one of the few video game adaptations that I'm like, damn, okay, that feels like Fallout to me.
Which is surprising because as a Fallout veteran, you don't have a whole lot of experience with it. And I imagine a lot of the appeal for these types of shows would be that play on nostalgia.
Yeah, well, good thing is every time there's a sale, the Fallout games are always like $3 or $4. So it was like $4 for me to jump into New Vegas and go, okay, I'm going to try this out. And I did it and was like, this doesn't feel like the show. Because it's an old Bethesda RPG, right? Like, you're walking around in this nuclear wasteland going, and you can't even like aim down, or no, you can aim down sights, but like it's not really like a shooter type deal. And I was like, I'm not having fun. I just want to go back and play a different game.
So it's not. I thought it was a shooter.
No, so it is. It works like the other Fallout games, right? You aim down sights, you shoot, but it's more like an RPG type deal where everything's like a bullet sponge, and it's not as interactive. You know what I mean?
Did you ever play the Division?
I have seen a lot of the Division. Yes.
It sounds to me like I played actually a good chunk of the Division, and I stopped playing it because you were kind of fighting the same enemies over and over again, and some of them just had 10 million hit points, and you could shoot them with 8 mags of your rifle, and they were just alive for some reason.
And that's one of those things that bothers me too. Is that happened in Destiny as well? But it was like you were fighting insurmountable giant creatures that can suck up a lot of health. Typically, like little monsters and stuff would only take a few shots. So it wasn't like, suspending disbelief. Division, they're all like regular people, right? Like, yeah, it's like a regular guy, but he takes 1 million bullets.
Yeah, no, 100%. And they would look exactly the same as everybody else you encounter. Like, there's only so many models you can come across. So the guy that you beat up as the level 1 dude, like with your fists or whatever pistol you happen to have at the time, was also the end boss for some reason.
Yeah,
so it didn't make any sense, but
yeah, crazy stuff. I never really liked that in a lot of games, but I dealt with it a lot growing up. Right? Like, there was a lot of games you would play like that growing up. What is she doing? My cat is going crazy on this newspaper. Oh my god! Hey, you can
just
be on the
tearing
podcast.
It up.
Yeah, she's just like checking it out. Anyways, yeah, I'm not like a huge fan of games where people are like super bullet sponges. I think it was like game like Crackdown or something like that I played. It was like one of the games for gold that they gave away when I had Xbox Live growing up. And my buddies and I played it, and it was really fun, like jumping all over the city and like flying through the air. But yeah, I didn't like it whenever I would come across enemies like that. But since we're talking about a bunch of this stuff, before I get into today's mystery topic, guys, I haven't told Drew the topic for the day. I thought of a question earlier, and I was like, oh, that would be fun to talk about on the podcast. You said on your drives to work, you listen to music, right? And yes. For myself personally, I almost never listen to music. Crazy. I was a music major, don't listen to music at all. And so I'm typically listening to like YouTube videos that I've downloaded or podcasts that I've downloaded. Do you always listen to music to and from work? And I just want to know what that's like for you. Why do you choose music?
So I'm not like a huge music person. It's not me. I listen to it to kind of like boost the mood a little bit if I'm feeling a little down, or, like maybe I'm feeling extra emotional. I want to like amp it up a little bit, right? But not a big music guy. I listen to music sometimes. I used to listen to a lot of videos on the way to work, and then it started sucking up my data. I was like, screw that. I'm not giving my data away. Sometimes I just drive to work in silence. Sometimes I talk to myself. Sometimes it's music. It's just whatever I'm feeling in the heat of the moment. But I have no problem with silence.
I am a huge advocate for the silence too, because whenever I'm at home, like you lived with me for a while, I always had headphones in, right? I was always listening to something. You know, eventually that got tiring over years and years of like listening to things constantly. It was too engaging. My head would start to like hurt after a while. I'd be like, I need to stop. But you know, we always need to be stimulated by something. And so even now I do often have videos and stuff going. When I'm driving, sometimes I'll just have like, I'll be listening to a video that I got. But I'm a huge advocate for like every now and again, just drive the 30-minute drive without anything. Just go do it. Just go do it. Because I am also a tinnitus haver. I have loud ringing in my ears. It's like annoying. So when it is silent, I have to have noise because the ringing sucks. So, as a tinnitus haver, I need noise. But when you're in the car, you always have white noise, right? So, like, there's the other cars around you, the wind going by, stuff like that. So that can cover up the tinnitus for me. So I don't have to deal with it.
I have never, as a person who does not suffer from tinnitus, a tinnitus haver, as you were saying, the medical term was. I don't, I've never thought about this before. I'm a lover of silence. I like just sitting absolutely quietly. If there's ever a situation where the wife is out of the house, I just sit on the couch. Listen to no TV. I don't need nothing, just enjoying the silence, right? So that's crazy to think about, though, that it's just eternal white noise is what it is. That really is what it is while you're driving. There's always something going on. Someone's honking. Right. Someone's about to hit you with your car or something.
Because the only times I realize the tinnitus is like there and as prominent as it is when it's completely silent. The reason Drew and I are laughing for the audio listeners is because my cat just had her face in the camera. But the only times I really realize I have it is when it's completely silent. Or like when I have noise canceling headphones in and the video stops, I go, oh no. Because then then the anxiety kicks in, right? Where you're like, oh man, I can never hear silence ever again. Let me think about that existentially.
Oh god, this is terrible.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know where it came from. I think it was because I got ear infections and stuff as a kid, so I just have always had it.
Is that a thing? How it connects?
I don't know. I really don't. I didn't realize I had it till I was in high school because one of my buddies, he was like, "Hey, yeah, no, I had to go to the ear doctor." And I was like, "Oh, why?" He goes, "Oh, because I've had like ringing in my ears or something like that." And I said, "Oh, isn't that normal?" And then he was like, "No," and then never questioned it again until I was in college and heard the word tinnitus. And I was like, I heard the word and then I Googled it and I was like, "Oh, I've always had that." And then I told the doctor and they just wrote it down on my profile. "Oh yeah, it's tinnitus." Okay.
That's so funny. Yeah, I'll take your word for it. It's fine. No tests or anything.
That definitely got way off track there. Anyways, the thing I wanted to talk to you about today is I was thinking about some hypotheticals because I've been in a lot of different fantasy worlds lately, right? I've been playing some Ace Attorney on my 3DS. I've played the Persona games. I've been playing a whole bunch of stuff. And the Steam sale started today as well, the winter sale. And so I went through my wish list. I added a bunch of the games that were like deep cut sales on there, things that were like $5 and $10, and then a couple things that were like 10 or 20.
Yeah, I got you.
And so I bought a couple things in the Steam sale today, and I was like, oh, this is so many different just genres and things like that all coming together for things that I'm going to be playing over the next like year or so. And looking at it, I was like, which one of these would I, Seth Reed, which one would I love to be, would love to live in or get isekai'd into, right? Oh, so I want to know out of whether it be fantasy, whether it be just another type of world, universe, whatever it is, which one would you personally choose to become a part of? Now, I was especially thinking about this because of like Eberron, Forgotten Realms and all that stuff too, right? Because I'm not saying you have to be an adventurer or a main character, right? You just have to at least live there. And the main thing that spurred this for me is because I love Cyberpunk 2077, right? Love that game.
I never did try it. I heard good things about it now that it's fixed.
I had an amazing time with that game. I even played more of it this year for like another 20, 30 hours, right? I dipped more time into that game. And I would hate to live in Night City. It would
Oh,
be
man.
the worst place to live. Just people going crazy because they're all chromed out all the time. Everybody's saying choom, and it's just a cyberpunk word. And
That's fun.
there's tons of crime going on everywhere. It's really easy to get your hands on all of it. It's dangerous, right? It's a dangerous place to live. And so I was thinking throughout a lot of today, I was like, where would I personally, and take your time to think about your answer to this question while I start talking about mine, because I was delving into where would I be okay with living, right? Whether I'm a main character or whether I am just on the sidelines. Because you think about it, right? It can't be the Forgotten Realms because you have to have a tragic backstory to be like the cool guy. And everything's so dangerous all the time. And if you want to be an adventurer, like, oh yeah, I'd be an adventurer in the Forgotten Realms. No, you have to have a tragic backstory for that. No way you're going to fight the troll under the bridge unless you have a really good reason. Right?
Oh God.
So
right, you're right.
it'd be a bad place to live. No one wants to live there. When there's a chance that your wizard in your party could explode like a nuclear bomb at any second, yeah, shout out to Baldur's Gate 3, that's not a place you want to live. So my easy answer, very easy, because I could both live in this universe as it is, and two, I have a high likelihood of being safe in it. And three,
Okay.
if I was a main character, I still stand a good chance at being just a cool hero guy. And that's going to be the Persona universe, Drew. The Persona universe,
God.
because it is adjacent to our world. But all of the danger takes place in an alternate reality or in a reflection of our world. All the danger, because it's all about like people's minds and hearts and how they feel. If I was a regular person, right, I wouldn't know any of this is going on. I would just be surviving day by day. Oh, but it's weird. Some people are going crazy every now and then. Well, it's like 5% of the people around me, so not high likelihood that I'm going to be one of those people.
Wait. I need to stop you though, because from my understanding, Persona is a very regular world where like supernatural things can happen with these specific characters.
Yeah.
So are you cop out answering by saying it's the most regular world you can think of, and you're going to be there, so you're safe? That's a really whack ass answer.
That is my easy answer. I have some bizarro answers after this that I can bring up, but this is my easy answer of like, this is the quickest, easiest one of like, I would be safe here. I would be okay, because it's just the same, with the caveat that the world may end every few years, but usually people save it.
Usually. So there's like a 10% chance that the world ends
10%. Yeah, that like every few years there's like a 10% shot that the heroes fail.
Jesus.
And if they do fail, the world does end. Okay? But you don't know about it. Like, you don't know about the world ending. Our world right now could snap out of existence because the Big Bang reverses. I don't know. Or we fall. Oh no, the Milky Way got sucked into a black hole. All beans. You know?
It hasn't happened yet, though.
Right, but
I feel like in Persona there's more chance because there's more crazy stuff that happens.
Yeah, well, but the regular people don't know what's happening. That's the thing. And then if you are the hero in these worlds, the danger isn't crazy. There's a high likelihood amongst the party members that you make it through this.
I feel like this answer is equivalent to saying, like, I want to live in the world of Harry Potter.
Yeah,
like a lot of the problems are with the wizards and the witches and stuff, but like the Muggles or whatever, the normies, right? They don't see a lot of this stuff. A lot of times it doesn't affect them. They see like a skull in the sky. Sure, it might be spooky for a night, right? But they don't know what's going. They don't know if Voldemort's around the corner.
Yeah, the world of Harry Potter would be pretty much the same kind of answer if you gave that. because
I'm a little disappointed with your answer, Seth. I'm not gonna lie.
I have a secondary answer, but I'm gonna wait until you give your first one.
Okay, all right. I'm thinking pretty deep, and I think most people have thought about living in a game before.
Yeah.
At least for me, this is definitely like a weekly thought. Back it up. You ever heard this premise of dudes thinking of Sparta or something like that? Have you ever heard of this?
Yes, I have.
I heard about this like a year or two ago, and I was like, I don't understand who's thinking about this.
Oh yeah, I think about Rome every week, dude.
Do you really though?
No.
Like for like,
No.
some people claim that they do, and I don't understand what this has to do with anything. But I think about
Wasn't
being
built
in
in
a
a
video
day.
game world. That is true. It wasn't built in a day. Have you seen? Oh, there's an. I'm not gonna get off topic. There's a really funny commercial about that. I I think about this at least once a week, living in like a certain world, saying like,
Okay.
what if I was stuck in like the Minecraft world, right? Like, how would I do? What would my life be
That would
like? How would I
suck.
interact? Right? It would suck, right? It really would suck. I think you'd get bored after a while, and especially if you don't have company. Being in the Minecraft world with no company would be terrible. You're literally just talking to pigs, dude. You'd build a whole city.
Yeah, you're
all
like
to
Jack
yourself.
Black in the Minecraft movie.
just like Jack Black,
Yearning for the
Jack
mines.
Black. So that's my anti answer. Is I'm gonna say definitely wouldn't be in the Minecraft world.
Okay.
For like a really fun answer, I think honestly, I think I would go with Red Dead Redemption.
Isn't that the same? Isn't that just our world in the past?
But so it is. It is our world in the past. Of course, it's more emphasized, right? But when I think of Red Dead, I think of all the things you can kind of do. So, like, you could choose to be a regular person. You're correct, right? Kind of like your Persona answer, right? You could choose to be a regular person. But, like, you could be, like, the guy that sits in the saloon all day playing poker if you want to. That sounds cool. You can go hunting if you want to. You go, like, do all this cool little stuff that's neato in the old days, right? Or you could be a cool, badass gunslinger if you want to. Right? I feel like it's a lot of
See, I feel like that's the
options
same
here.
kind of. I feel like that's the same answer as mine, though, because that's like me saying, "Yeah, no, I'd also choose to just live in the '70s."
But it's different though, because you're saying the future and I'm saying the past.
Well, the Persona's not in the future; it's in the present.
Well, see, you're saying you would live exactly as is. And I'm saying as is before what has already happened.
Okay.
So it's a completely different answer. I just feel like there's a lot of opportunity. You could be safe, to your point, right? But you could also be that main character energy. You could be totally taking down the gangs. You could be fighting the Native Americans in the area, building the bridges, Industrial Revolution.
You're choosing this. This is a little bit crazy to me because you're choosing to put yourself in direct danger because you want to be a part of this story, these stories, right? I was talking about my own safety in my own life, right? I was like, oh no, I'm scared. I don't want to be there. You have a high likelihood of dying early.
No, it's not true. I just said the saloon.
Even if you're just the guy in the saloon, how many times in one of these Rockstar games does just some guy come charging in and go bah, and mow everyone in the saloon down?
Okay, all right, hold on. You may be onto something here, okay? But what I would like, if I could rephrase my answer, I'd like to be living in a Red Dead save where the player AFK'd and then never turned the game back on. The player's not around. I'm just some NPC. Like, I can do whatever I want, right?
Okay.
If the player comes back, I don't want to be there because he could do anything. That could be totally bad shit.
See, that's what I was thinking of.
Absolutely.
I was thinking of like, okay, if I was an NPC and there were players playing Persona, right? Then I'd probably be fine. Like, I'd be totally fine. But in your example, I'm literally thinking of in Red Dead in a Rockstar game. Like, let's talk about if you said GTA, right? You want to live in the present of GTA, and at any moment, one of the three main characters just walks in, and everything hits the fan. Everything hits the fan. Franklin walks in and just shoots the first three guys he sees and says, "All right, this is a setup," and I was the second guy that he shot.
Jesus Christ. So here's the real question then. In a world like these that we're picking, do you purposely be the main character so that you at least have a decision or like control over your safety, right? Or do you be an NPC and just hope that the main character doesn't come in and slaughter
It's funny
you?
that you say that because the main character of Red Dead dies.
Well, it's a little bit of a spoiler, but I mean, look, we're not talking. I don't want to be the main character. I don't want to be a hardcore. I have a very
You're like I don't want to be the player. I want to be in someone's abandoned save of Red Dead where they never started their cloud save on Steam that they only played the first 5 minutes of. Or if I choose to be the main character, I only have the duration of the game to live. Those like few days that take place in the game or a few months, that's what I get.
Well, if you don't do all the main quests, it doesn't have to end. It's like when have you ever been like in Skyrim and there's like a fire or something, or like some sort of fantasy game where it's, oh no, this terrible thing is happening. As long as you don't go out the door and start the scene, you're fine. So just, don't progress the story.
Okay, so I have two answers. One is my cozy answer. My cozy, I just get to be here and experience this world type deal. And I think I could be an NPC. I could be an important NPC, like this notable, or I could be the main character, and all of which would be the same amount of enjoyment, right? And then I have my secondary one, which is I am going to suffer a lot, right? Like, I'm going to suffer a lot. There's not a chance of me really dying early. And it might be fun, but I'm going to suffer a lot.
Okay.
So, answer number one is the Pokemon universe, man. No one dies in Pokemon. No one dies in Pokemon. You can be a random dude who his whole job is to stand there and stop trainers and hope that your one Rattata can take him out, right?
That sounds terrible.
That's your whole job, is you stop every person that walks past you. The other one, I'm an important NPC. I'm a gym leader. I'm the Elite Four. That's the best one, right? You're important. Everybody recognizes you. And you just battle whoever comes your way and says, I think I'm a better trainer than you. And guess what? They're 10 levels above you. They are a better trainer. And so you walk up, but you're still perceived as the best. And then when you're the main character, I mean, you're on the journey to the top, baby. Like, whether you succeed or you fail, you're still going to be notable by the end of it. All of these, amazing. The anime world, you live in that one. Again, it's even better at that point. Like, you're making friends with the legendary Pokemon. You're living it up. That one's safe as well. No one gets killed.
Boring though.
You can survive anything. You can survive a Thunderbolt.
Yes, you can survive a Thunderbolt. That is true. But do you really want to spend your whole life standing in the tall grass? First of all, who's not mowing this grass? Why is no one ever mowing any grass in Pokemon? There's tall grass everywhere. You ever walk through tall grass? You get all itchy. It gets all in your pants. It's terrible. No one wants this.
Yeah.
You want to stand in that tall grass your whole life? Is that what you want?
Yeah.
That's what you want to do? That's a crazy answer. That is off the chain.
Yeah. No, that sounds fine. It's nice and safe in this grass. The Pokemon, they only say their names, but they understand everything I'm saying. There's friends everywhere. Right? Like, imagine you get to go outside every day and just hang out with your best friends all the time.
Yeah, but not your mom, though.
Yeah, you do. She lives right over there. Have you seen the size of the Pokemon worlds? I can get to my mom within 20 minutes running from the other side. Like, if I'm going full sprint, it's going to take me a few minutes to get there. Now, if we're talking about the anime world, no, it's going to take me a while to travel back, right? It's going to take me a while.
Okay.
But I mean, give me my Dodrio, who can learn fly for some reason, and I hop on the back of it, and it jumps extremely high in the air, and I'm there in seconds.
Are you not worried about just impending doom, though? I mean, really think about Pokemon, right? People can fly on Pidgeys.
Yeah.
Okay? Pidgeys are everywhere. You don't think there's just going to be 50 children flying around everywhere all the time, smashing into your windows, flying out in front of your cars if you're driving like, you could get smacked by a full-grown man flying on a Pidgeotto.
Name one time that a disaster has gone awry in Pokemon.
Has gone awry?
Yeah, as in, like,
saved by the main character.
Yeah. You know how many main characters there are? They're everywhere.
But stuff could happen when they're not looking, unless you only exist within the proximity of the main character. To which case, I would argue you could choose to do.
The thing is, every region has
the grass.
Every region has a main character, a secondary main character, whether you choose boy or girl, has professors, experienced trainers, police, nurses, hospitals, doctors. They have the Elite Four. Every region has all of this stuff. You're safe everywhere.
I never thought about this. Pokemon does have a hospital in just about every town.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And why do they all look exactly the same?
Yeah, and that's
weird.
That's the thing. Now, don't get me wrong. Pokemon is a utopia that is not realistic. Okay? It couldn't exist. It couldn't actually exist. But in the case that it does, it's very safe.
That is true. Okay. I will give you this. The world of Pokemon, living in the world of Pokemon, is a much better answer than your previous answer, which was Persona. Right? Mm-hmm. I think I would rather do it, but I also feel like there's just this constant I would be worried about this constant nothing happening, just monotonous silence of standing in grass. I couldn't do it.
Well, what happens every day in your life? I mean, it's not monotonous,
I'm
nothing,
like working,
but
or
you
I'm
go,
hanging out with people.
yeah, you go to work, right? You wake up, you go to work, you cook
Mhm.
food,
Yeah.
you make some money. Like you're not gonna do nothing. If you live in the Pokemon world, you can do anything because it seems like everything's free. Like honestly, everything everything seems like it just kind of comes your way. You can just do anything except do that with pets that are sentient.
I guess it depends on how you're taking it, because I'm taking very literally like you're being one of these characters, and if that character has to stand in the grass for
No, I'm talking
50
about
years
you
before he
right now
dies,
gets isekai'd
like
into
living in a
that
real
world.
world.
Yeah, like you fall through a quantum tunnel right now and you land in a seat in the Pokemon world.
I feel like my biggest okay, this is gonna sound so stupid. My biggest thought about this, about why I don't want to do it, is there's Pokemon everywhere, right? I don't want to deal with some vipers being outside and like yelling out in the window. I don't want to deal with little birds tapping on the window, yelling their name at me over and over again. I just feel like there's too much going on.
There's animals everywhere right now.
And they mind their own business. They're not saying, they're not going Pidgey right outside the window. I need silence. You were talking about pretend the night before. I need my silence. Man.
You've never
These animals
heard
aren't making whole bunch of
a
noise.
neighbor's dog bark?
And he shuts up real quick, but he's not saying his name and like trying to talk to me and stuff. You know, it just feels weird. And he could be shooting fire. What if he's like a fire dog Pokemon?
Oh, that's definitely dangerous. But I've seen the anime, I've seen the show. No one dies from any of this stuff. You get blasted with fire, nothing. Your hair frizzes up, you get soot all over your face, and then you're good. Like 5 seconds later, Team Rocket flies miles into the air every episode and always lives.
That is true. That is true.
Always lives.
I'll give you the win on this one. Okay, I feel like it could be good. Definitely better than Persona. I don't know if it's cooler than Red Dead though. I don't know.
The danger level is way too high in Red Dead, and I think the quality of life is absolutely atrocious in Red Dead. Like your quality of life, once you get bored, like the 5th day of you playing poker every day inside the saloon, once you get bored, now you can't change anything. You live in the past. There's nothing to do.
But there's always more people. You could always talk to new people. And if you're talking about like hygiene kind of stuff, you could walk over to the saloon, give them a dime, and take a free bath.
There is
Easy
not.
peasy.
I guarantee you, there is not always new people, because we are talking about the extent of the game worlds, or anime or other stuff. The extent of it, I'll even give you like it's the world of Red Dead Revolver, of Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2. You have the extent of those maps and those people that are there. So you're stuck with that.
Oh. Okay,
You know?
so we got even more world to deal with, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I just gave you more. I just
crawl.
I think if I threw you into Red Dead Redemption right now, you'd be calling me the next day, Seth, please bring me back. Please bring me back. Like, it would be miserable.
Exciting. I feel like it'd be more exciting. I'm not saying like like regular life, right? More exciting than these other game options that we're
You
jumping
have to have a
into.
better option.
My other option
Yeah.
is not. Yeah, I'm gonna give two other answers.
Okay,
right?
I have another one too, so you can keep going.
I'd like to give a real answer, and I guess there are games based on this.
I'm only imagining you going, The Last of Us. And then me going, no.
Like someone says Mortal Kombat, you just have to eternally fight each other for
Mortal
eternity.
Kombat, you should live there.
Get your spine ripped out every day. It's like, nah, it's fine.
Yeah,
It's
you want to
gonna
be an
good.
NPC there. They rip their spines out every time.
All right. It's kind of like a movie or a book more than games, I would say at this point, but I kind of like the Lord of the Rings sort of a world.
Okay.
Right?
I can see
so
that.
there is some danger, of course, right? There's the
Yeah.
orcs taking over and goblins, all whatever mumbo jumbo happens to be going on, dark arts, I don't know. But I feel like if you really wanted to, if you wanted that safer life, you could always be like a hobbit or something, living in the Shire. No one's coming over
Seems
to
like
the
a
Shire.
beautiful place to live.
That's what I'm saying. It's nice. It's cozy. Lots of adventures everywhere. You always get good stories. There's all sorts of different lands you wanted to go to. If you wanted to go on an adventure, you could. You could venture to go see a dragon. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you could, right? You could get a regular job and work regular stuff on the daily. I feel like there's a lot of excitement. Now, of course, this is sort of I guess, a biased answer on Table Talk Friday because it's all about D&D, right? It's very D&D-esque, fantasy sort of a vibe. But that's kind of my shtick. I like it. I think it'd be fairly safe. Lots of options for adventure. Fun, interesting. Come by and give you a freaking fireworks show. I mean, think of all the cool things you could do without being in too much danger. And I feel like it's a really good option.
I do like the potentially there is room there to advance as like a magical person or something, right? Yeah. And I think part of the message of Lord of the Rings is that even like the little guys matter here. Like Frodo and Bilbo, like between their stories, right? They had nothing. They had no like power. They didn't have a whole lot of like skills or anything like that before they went on their adventures, but yet they're our main protagonist. So I think there's a lot that can be done there. I like that answer.
I think that's the best answer I can come up with overall. I don't think there's a better answer for me, unless you could sway me to something.
I have a horrible answer, but I'll let you do yours first.
I have a horrible answer, but I just want you to think about it. And of course, you know this is where I'm going, right?
Yeah.
One of my favorite games of all time, if not favorite game of all time, Doom. Okay. Now, Doom, horribly dangerous, right? Horribly dangerous.
Yikes.
Right? Terrible. Like chances are, if you're in Doom, right, you're gonna die. Like, there's a 95% chance you die.
I think there's more. I think it's way more.
Probably more, even more than that. However, if I get to pick, if you get to be the Doom guy, I want you to think about this life, right? You never sleep. You're always driven. You're never waking up in the morning going, oh man, I'm kind of sleepy. No, you're cracking it out. You're going out there. You're fighting demons. You're saving the day. Everybody loves you. You can't die. There's nothing anybody can do to you to stop you. You were completely unstoppable, invincible, the absolute power trip, right? And you never stop. You never stop to think about, am I making the right choices today? Is there something I need to do, right? You're just always doing what you're meant to do. Easy.
I could see that. I could see that being like nice. Horrible choice. I would never.
Horrible.
I would never choose that. But I do find it interesting, and my answer is kind of adjacent, so I can't say too much. Because I want you to think about, I don't care which of the games in the series you choose, by the way. Like, it could be any of them, or it could be all of them. We're going to talk, if you chose, I'm just going to get snapped out of existence and I'm going to live in Elden Ring or Dark Souls or something like that.
Why?
You're eternal. You're always going to come back to the bonfire, right? You die, you come back to the bonfire. Like, you always come back. It's never game over, okay? Every single encounter can and will eventually be overcome by you.
I mean, that is true.
Yeah, it can and will be overcome. Now, socially, you do not have a social life. No. There is no social life here. All you do is you go out and you murder hobo, okay? The second you see a person, the second you see something, you know that thing within the next 15 seconds is going to try and kill me, and I'm going to kill it first. And if I don't, I have to come back and get my stuff so I can try to kill it again. It is the ultimate, like, it's the ultimate in like grit and getting through something. You can't give up because you can't die.
I mean, that's true. That is true. And you always have a nice cozy fire, like you were saying. You can just sit by the fire, I imagine. Do you have to pursue, or can you just kind of hang out?
So in a lot of these games, right, there's always like a function that like your health is cut down, and then you get like the power and you become normal again, and your health bar goes all the way back to full, right? But your health bar is always usually like put kind of smaller than it should be. And whether it be like humanity or something like that, you have to get it back. I imagine these people feel sick all the time. Like, when I'm playing the game and I don't have, like, my humanity, or I don't have I forget what it's, the rune thing that you use in Elden Ring to get your health bar to full. If you don't have that, I imagine you feel like you woke up with the flu and you still have to go fight the dragon. So,
you fight a dragon with a flu.
It's just the ultimate in, like, once you get there, you will be just top dog. Now, I would never actually choose this one, but I wanted to, kind of think about what it would be like to be there. And now this next one's a real one, okay? And you're gonna argue with me a little bit because you're gonna go, no, Seth, you played through those games. You know it's dangerous.
Okay.
But the ultimate sci-fi adventure, and I wouldn't adventure, by the way. I'd probably
No.
just live somewhere. I just want to go to Mass Effect. I want to go straight to Mass
knew it.
Effect. I
I
want to be
knew
in
it.
that version of this whole solar system, this Milky Way. I want to live right there, post Reapers. Post
Post Reapers.
post Reapers. I do not want to be present during the Reaper invasion. I will be there for the rebuilding. I will be there. You know what? If I have to be present for one of them, it's either, since we're doing the whole game thing, I might not be allowed to choose that canonically. So if we want to make it fair, I'd rather be there for Mass Effect 1 until 3. So that way, when 3 comes about, I can at least be fully grown.
Okay. Okay. There's some validity to this. I can see. I feel like it would be fun. You do get a lot of social interaction
Yes,
in the Mass
yes,
Effect
yes.
games, right? A lot of development too of talking to these people. You could even find romance and love, right?
That's the main reason
And-
to choose it.
I mean, that's true. True. I got to get the blue booty alien, but I would it get lonely though being in space all the time?
What? No, you choose a planet that you really like and you live on it. Just like on Earth currently, you go, hey, you know what? I traveled to the UK and I really liked it. I'm gonna immigrate over there, right? Like that kind of
Okay.
stuff.
So
You find the planet you want to live on, and you go up to those cool ass mass relays. You go blast off into space. Coolest shit, dude. I want to live there.
That would be pretty cool. And frankly, all you have to do is get one job, one role, and you are the best at that role. Think about, we've made the jokes about Garrus a million times, right?
Calibrate
That guy
those
doesn't
engines.
do anything. But you know what? He's keeping the ship afloat. He's calibrating those engines, man. But you know, every time you go there, he's not doing anything.
Yeah,
just sitting
no.
there.
He the only thing he does is when you take him out for a mission, he snipes. Right? He's a good sniper, and
Yeah.
and then calibrates the engines, and that's what he does. And then he hugs and kisses Tali back by the engine. What the heck?
A little weird, a little sus.
Little weird, little yeah. I don't really like it when my crewmates build relationships without me.
Weird. No, I feel like that's actually a good answer. To me, it's very akin to the Lord of the Rings kind of universe, the fantasy feel. There's a lot of opportunity, a lot of things you could do, fairly safe, some danger if you wanted it, lots of room for progression. I think that would be really cool. I don't think I'd pick it over the Lord of the Rings, but I think that's a very good answer.
But you
Especially
would
if you
pick it over Red Dead Redemption, where the saloon door is kicked in at any moment.
Yes, but look, Red Dead, okay, it's just a good, fun answer, right? Could be cool. I think top 10 answers, somewhere.
But it was
up
your
in there.
first answer. It was your first one.
It's because honestly though, I've thought about it. I don't know why I think about that a lot. I think about being in the Minecraft world a lot, and I think about being in Red Dead, which is weird because I haven't played Red Dead in several years, but I think about the game a lot.
You know
I
what?
don't know why.
You know what? This is a little off topic, but you know what I thought about the other day? I thought
What?
I was listening to a podcast and someone was saying like, they were talking to an audience member who was like, "Hey, I really want to make a game. How do I get started?" Right? And they were like, "Well, you just get started, download an engine, whatever, learn how to use it, and just start trying, and then eventually you'll get there." And they were like, also, if you have friends that have different talents and things that they're into, get them on board. And I was like, if us as a group were like, you know what, the 6 of us, let's make a game, right? I was like, we have the talents there. Isn't that crazy? We have all the talents there. Chase was a computer science major. You, Drew, are a programmer who never learned how to program.
What does that mean?
As in, I've seen you spend probably dozens to 100 or more hours making Minecraft escape rooms that you didn't post anywhere to run for 2 different groups. You did prep for like 9 to 10 months of programming all this stuff to happen in Minecraft. And I was like, dude, you got to post it somewhere. You got to at least get it out there. Like, find a way to get it out there. And you're like, it's too many steps. And I'm like, but then do it somewhere where the steps are easier. Because if I handed you a game engine and said, dude, just make something cool and like show it to all of us, you would make something so cool.
I feel like I would make something cool, but I don't know if I have the patience or the creativity.
You definitely
that.
have the
I don't
patience.
know.
I can tell you that. And that's
I
what I'm saying.
appreciate it. Thank you.
That's what I'm saying. If the six of us came together and we're like, we're gonna make something. Oh, we have everything there. We have the musical and voice ability. I have some music skill, some would say, and so does Pat. And I've kind of got a lot of the writing skill there. Zach has all the voices. He can be every voice. He can be all of them.
He's got the theatrics.
Yeah, he's got all the theatrics. He can do a lot of the writing for script writing and stuff too, right? Patrick would be there. One, being all the moral support we ever need, but
The face guy.
on top, yes, the face guy. We get him to talk about everything, but also he's got a lot of musical skill as well. We can work together on those things. You and Chase would both do all the programming and stuff. Zach can handle art, and Sean especially is going to tell us what actually needs to be, what the gameplay needs to be like, because it's important that he has the most fun.
That is true. I feel like I would want to work for Sean. If Sean was like
he'd
a
be great
game
at
director, I'd be like, boss, what do you need me to do, man? I got you.
That's true.
I want Sean. That's my lifelong goal. I want Sean to be my boss.
You want Sean to be your boss?
I want to work for Sean. I feel like he'd be a great boss. I'm just throwing it out there. Hope you're listening.
No,
Now,
that's fair. I could see that.
Somebody else that'll be a fantastic boss. I don't know if you've heard of him. Good old gamer, actually.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, one of our top Patreon supporters. Absolutely kicks ass. I actually know a guy that worked for him one time. He literally gave him a 50% raise every year. It was insane. The guy is mad loaded. But he said, even after all this time, that he would give up all the money he's ever gotten just to keep working for Good Old Gamer.
No way. He was that
That's all
good.
I'm saying.
He was that
He was
good.
that good. Generous, just loyal, responsible, trustworthy. If you guys want to, maybe talk to Good Old Gamer or some other Patreon supporters, feel free to hop on over to our Patreon and just check them out. Drop some comments, see what's going on.
Patreon.com/TodayWe'll That's where you can find it.
And maybe Sean will be your boss when you get there.
Maybe Sean might show up and be your boss. He might be in charge of you the second you walk in. But yeah, no, that was a little thought I had where I was like, we would make a good game. Now, do any of us have the time and or patience currently to make it? No, absolutely not. But, we can dream. One of us can get rich and just give all the money to the six of us, and then we'll all just do it. I did.
Perfect.
I told Gabby the other day, I was like, you know what? I want to earn enough one day to where I can, just whether it's through investments and stuff and just savings, to be able to start, there were two options in my head. I was like, I would love to have a little indie studio where I'm able to hire a couple people and be like, just make the game I want to see, and be there and help out, be a cool boss, or just open up a little food truck or something that goes around to festivals.
I feel like that's a lot of work.
Yes, it absolutely is, but that's why you have to have enough money to outsource the work part, and you just do the festival go-to part.
Oh, yeah, you just kind of like the owner that walks over and shakes the hand of the customers.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I want to have enough to outsource the things that I want to see done, and I want to have the fun parts. I want to be the guy who makes some of the coffee in the food truck.
Yeah, there you go.
And that's the whole idea for me. I don't want to do the sales. Ugh, yuck. I don't want to make a logo. Ugh, yuck. I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to come up with all I don't want to do all the program. Ugh, yuck. No. I don't want to do that stuff. I just want to have fun.
I love how we made our way here. We started talking about, I don't even remember what we were talking. I think we were talking about Mass Effect or something at the beginning. We started talking about the types of games we wanted to end up in, and now a food truck, but specifically serving coffee on the food truck.
Yeah.
This is the kind of content you get at Table Talk Friday. Maybe Battle Tactics Tuesdays too, depending.
Dude, speaking of Battlefield.
No. I'm gonna shit on you right now.
I know.
I can't believe this. For everybody listening, this man blew me off. I should have stopped right there.
Twice.
But he blew me off twice. I wanted to play Hunt Showdown. This man was gonna jump on in, and he said, "Nah, I'm gonna play Battlefield with Chase." That's terrible.
The funny thing is, Chase and I told him earlier in the week, I said, hey, I'm kind of an open book this week, except for Thursday, because Drew and I have the podcast. And I was expecting, I usually expect a text once a week or so from him to be like, this is the day we're going to play, right? And So I was I wasn't expecting that text on Wednesday because usually we don't play on Wednesdays. Usually he's doing something else. I feel like, and so yesterday in the afternoon, I'm thinking, oh, I should text Drew. I actually thought this. I thought, oh, I should text Drew because I told Gabby, hey, we probably shouldn't have too much going on today because I kind of want to play that game that I was telling you about with Drew. And then Chase texts me in the afternoon and says, hey, I can get on right now if you're free. And I was like, I'm free because I was at the time. It was early afternoon. It was like 4 my time. And so 5 your guys' time. And I was like, oh, you know what? Sure, I'll jump in and we'll see how long we go. So I hop in. And like an hour in, you text me, and I was like, we're in the middle of a thing right now, sorry. And then we played for like another hour and a half after that. And I want you to feel vindicated right now, okay? Because we played 5 games. 4 of them were absolute garbage.
That's what you get.
One of them was very, very good. So now, Chase and I always perform well. We're always getting like really solid KDs. I think my KD's up to like 2.4, 2.5, something like that.
Okay.
So we're performing well in these games. Like a lot of times it's him and I carrying when it comes to like, I think there was a whole game where it was just him and I and our 2 squad mates just sprinting into the objective. Like freaking sprinting in, hip firing, and we're the only 4 there. And the rest of the teammates are all just on the same objective to the side sniping. And it's the worst feeling when you see that happening. And so we're sprinting on this objective. We're going ham, getting so many kills, dying. Oh my God, it's the craziest thing. And we lost 4 games in a row. And I said, I'm tired, but we can't stop until we win one. And the next game we did win. And he goes, is that it? Are we just stopping there? And I was like, yeah, we're stopping there. We're done.
You have to end it on a good note.
Yeah, I was like, I can't jump into another one and just get absolutely destroyed. I can't do it. So, Battle Tactics Wednesday, we did it and made it through. I am at 103 hours in Battlefield 6.
Really?
Yeah, 103. Then what?
That's more hours you put into most games that you try, hit the story and whatnot. That's pretty impressive.
Like I usually put. When it comes to a story game, it's 50 to 60 hours usually into like a big RPG. I'll do most of the side quests at the beginning and then peter off and just do the main quest until I finish it. I'm trying to play a couple of short games that I just purchased recently. I'm going to try Control. It was like a couple bucks on the Steam sale and it's only like 11 or 12 hours, thank God. So I'm trying to play some shorter games this coming year. I'm playing my 3DS a lot, loving it. And yeah, I put that many hours into Battlefield 6 and I have 60 now in Helldivers 2.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah,
I would thought you had more in Helldivers.
That's what Chase said. He popped in the other day and he goes, dude, have you looked at like your playtime? He goes, because you have, I think I had like 70 or 80 in Battlefield. He goes, you have 80 hours in Battlefield 6 and like 50 in Helldivers. Like, would you have thought that? And I was like, honestly, yes, because when I sit down to play Battlefield, it's like a 3 or 4 hour event that I'm doing in a day. When I sit down to play Helldivers, I go into 3 or 4 matches, which are each like, I don't know, average of 20 minutes maybe. So I'm playing for like an hour to an hour and a half, and I go, all right, that's my Helldivers for the day, and I cut it off. Because it's not fun. It's not like the gameplay loop is really fun to go in every couple of days and just do a couple missions, but it's not fun enough for me to sit, or it's fun, but it's not like flow state addicting enough for me to sit down and play for a whole day, right?
Do you think that you have more hours logged into any video game or D&D?
Like any one video game?
I feel like maybe even all of them. I don't know.
All video games together?
I'm going to say I would like to answer to both. Because overall, we play a lot of video games. So I think, but we also play D&D basically every single week for at least 3 hours.
So,
so like there could be games where you don't hit video games.
I think I've run well over 200 to 300 sessions on my own. And that doesn't count all the ones I've played in. if I had to take a low estimate of 200 and a high of 300 of D&D sessions I've been a part of, and then an average of 3 to 4 hours, right? So minimum 600 hours, maximum 300 times 4 is 1,200 hours so far. And that doesn't include any prep or reading the books or listening to podcasts or watching YouTube, like all of the stuff that goes into planning D&D, that doesn't include that. There is definitely not a single game that I have spent 1,200 hours in. There probably is one that's not on my Steam that I've spent 500 to 600 in. I spent around 500 in Destiny 2. I know that.
1,200 hours. How many? That's what, 50 days?
Yeah, and that's my. I say upper, but I think that's a pretty conservative estimate because there have been plenty of sessions that go for longer than like 3 hours. So I think it's more than, I think it's at least in the 1,200 hour ballpark, maybe more. So there's definitely not a single game I've spent 1,200 hours in. Now, altogether, I've spent so much more time playing video games than I have spent doing D&D. So much more. Like, I think it would be more than 10 times the amount of time. Maybe
I can see that.
Maybe more than 20 times the amount of time playing games, given that you like the amount of RPGs I finished that are like 60 to 70 hours, like is astronomical already. There's probably at least 10 to 20 of those individually. And then not even including all the other games that I've put tons of time in, like Battlefield, which has more time individually than probably any of the RPGs that I've played. But I have 103 hours in it, and it's been out for 2 months. You definitely have spent more time in a single game than all of your D&D, for sure, right?
I don't know. I think I would have to do the math because I do play.
You need to look up your time on DVD.
I think I definitely have a higher chance than you of like a single game overcoming, but I don't think I don't know if I've played as many video games as you though.
Oh, definitely not. Did I ever tell you I've logged all the video games that I've played?
You've logged all of them?
Yeah, so there's this app called GG. It's the GG app. I have it downloaded and I have it on my browser. I've gone back in my memory and listed every game I can remember beating in there.
Oh, it gives you like an average of the runtime?
No, so none of the runtime. I mean, it shows like on the how long to beat and stuff on how much time it takes. But I've logged every game that I've either like experienced and just put onto the side, every game I've beaten, every game I've fully completed, every game that I have on like my wanna play. I just did that one. Like I think it was one day that I sat down on my computer while I was listening to podcasts and I just did all of it. So I have all of that there. And then now what I've been doing since I think 2021 or 2022 is I have been making a list of every game I play and either get plenty of hours in. So like Battlefield, I don't complete that, right? Like I don't beat Battlefield.
Yeah.
Every game that I've played a substantial amount of to put on my list or that I roll credits on, I put them all on a list and rank them by how much I liked it.
Oh, wow.
So
you have like tier lists.
Yeah. So this year I've done, I think 21 or 22 games from like either rolled credits or spent a substantial amount of time in, enough to put them on the list. And yeah, I have them fully ranked. Currently, number 1 is Persona 3 Reload. That was an amazing game. And Expedition 33 is number 2.
Wow. That's crazy to think about how many more video games, like individually, that you play than me. That's insane.
Yeah, we're just a different kind of the hobbyist, because I would definitely call you like you're definitely not a casual gamer, I wouldn't say, because you play a lot of games. But I'm like, when it goes to like you're a gamer, right? Like the definition of a gamer, I would say I'm like more on the enthusiast side. Like I take it very
game collector almost.
Not even, because I wouldn't call myself a collector. I would definitely put myself in like the enthusiast category, because I listen to news shows about games. I freaking delve deep into like reviews and things like that. I just thoroughly enjoy the hobby that is gaming because I grew up with it so much. Yeah, I have my full list on here, and you guys can hear us talk about it in the post show that we're going to go into right after this over at patreon.com/Table Talk Friday. But you're not there right now, so I need the gaming connoisseur to take me out.
It's the gaming connoisseur. Let me just sample this Mass Effect 3. It's quite a fine game, I would say. A tier.